Some interviews are professional, but this one is personal. Today's guest isn't just someone I admire. He's someone I've known practically since birth. We're not related by blood, but our families are family. And I've had the privilege of watching Allen Genkin grow from a little boy into the man sitting across from me today. And his road here has been anything but easy. Allen grew up navigating ADHD, and at only 15 years old, he lost his mom, someone I knew and loved too. And later, he faced another unimaginable battle. Cancer. But somehow through grief, illness, uncertainty, and every reason life gave him to stop, Allen kept moving, and quite literally, he danced. Today, Allen is a professional ballroom dancer, inspirational speaker, and performer whose journey has taken him from local studios to national television, including appearances connected to Dancing with the Stars, The Next Pro, Ballroom Battle, and his former show, Mira Quien Baila. But what makes me proud isn't simply what he's accomplished on the dance floor. It's who he's become because of everything he's had to walk through his life. So today's conversation is going to be different. We're talking about grief, ADHD, cancer, resilience, family, dreams, and what happens when life knocks you down long before you're old enough to understand why. And you decide to just get back up anyway. This one is especially close to my heart. I'm Luba. This is the Growth Lab podcast. And today I get to introduce you to Allen Genkin. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Growth Lab podcast. Today we're talking to someone who most people know because of dance. But I don't think dance is actually the story. The story here is a little boy from Philadelphia/California who lost his mother at just 15 years old, who has battled cancer, who grew up having ADHD, and somehow he still found a way to always smile, to inspire, and to dance on some of the biggest stages in the world. Today, we're talking to Allen Genkin. Allen, welcome to the Growth Lab.
Thank you so much.
You're
It's
so
so
cute.
good. It's so good to be here with you. And finally, this is coming to reality. By the way, you forgot to mention a chubby kid because I love to eat Russian food and I just love food in general. But yeah,
you've come such a long way. And before anyone knew your name, I want people to meet little Allen before, he was the Allen that's here. So paint me a picture of your childhood. What kind of kid were you? Were you confident? You started talking about being chubby. I remember those days. You were so cute. You're even cuter now. We all know. Heartthrob. Tell us a little bit about yourself and where you come from.
I was born in Brooklyn, New York. My family's from Soviet Union. Of course, now, you can't say Russia, you say Ukraine or, one or the other, right? So
political.
So politically from Kiev, Ukraine, back then Soviet Union, but I was born in the States. And I grew up as a fun-loving kid. Family from Brooklyn moved to LA where my sister was born, Esther. And then we moved to Philly, I believe it was in 94 after the earthquake happened, the Northridge earthquake. So I had a little bit of LA in me then, and then Philly, mainly grew up in Philly most of my childhood. We were always very close, our families, and, people don't really know, but we go way back, right? So we're cousins, but not by blood, but we say cousins, so...
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wanna dive a little bit in because I remember from childhood and I remember visiting you in LA, and at the time I knew you played hockey. You played ice hockey, right?
Well, that was later. So, in Philly now we're just in that process between 94 and 2001. I'm in Philly. My family's in Philly, and I grew up in my aunt and my uncle's house, Luanya and Mila. They're second parents to me. So I grew up around you. I grew up around Glenn, Karina. My sister, of course, was, is younger and stuff like that. But, just grew up in this very close-knit family environment. We were always together. We were. Every weekend, I remember, or what about when your parents hosted New Year's? I think it was in 99, 2000, everybody was oh, the world's coming to an end, the millennium thing, And I remember we grew up, in the 90s where it was In Sync, Backstreet Boys, Spice Girls, we Ruki Vierch, with the Russian music.
I remember, Al, still, when we went to Poconos as kids and we would dance, like for the parents, like shows, we would make little shows for them. When was your first dip into dance? I don't remember that period.
So it wasn't until we moved, my parents moved my sister and I to LA, back to LA, right before 9/11. And I believe we moved in like July, August 2001. And then September, 9/11 happened.
Everything happened.
September 11th. And that was my first year going to school there. So I remember like it was yesterday, but we ended up moving, and that's when I started dancing. And I told the story that my mom and I would watch Dancing with the Stars, that like the first seasons that it came out. Yeah. And actually, Esther, my sister, started dancing first. I was playing hockey at the time, but I was fat. Like I was a big boy. I mean, I shouldn't say whatever. I was chubby, and I was slow. I was not a hockey player. Like, my dad was like, yo, play hockey, be masculine, be manly. And my mom was just like, yeah, I like you playing hockey, but you're getting hit all the time. Like, you're already like, your brain cells are just, better to get him back up by going to dance.
Sports are dangerous. I just was talking to somebody about a crazy traumatic brain injury from football and hockey. I mean, it's real. That's real.
It's real. It's super real. And, I was in that age where we were starting to hit, we were playing like pee-wee hockey, like bantam, whatever it was. And we were hitting, we were checking, hitting, and I was playing defense at the time. I remember, I loved hockey. I still love hockey. I love watching it. Huge sports fan, but it was not for me.
So you chose the path that your mom set out. And Mama was always very musical. She worked at what record company was she at?
Yeah, so Mom worked at Capitol Records.
Records
for
in LA.
EMI. And yes. I remember
oh my God.
her first major job in LA when we moved was a music analyst for EMI in Hollywood, yes. At the Capitol Records location. And then she actually ended up moving to the Woodland Hills location, which we ended up moving. Anyways, it was, she had a lot of really great moments. I remember visiting her office. It was really cool.
She loved music, and I think she really wanted you to find your rhythm in life. So tell us about that, like overcoming early on. You weren't in the typical body type of a dancer. You weren't maybe in the typical mindset. And obviously I put that dream of mine for dance on my children. And I'm so proud my daughter dances. I know you've had the pleasure of training with her a few times. Mm-hmm. But dance is not, I think a lot of people underestimate the mental value of ballroom dancing. It's a very cognitive driven sport and a very mind driven. You need to know your steps. You need to know your counts. You need to listen for the melody. So you have to have good hearing. There's a lot of pieces. It's not just moving. You have to know how you're moving. So I know you mentioned a little bit about your body image growing up, and then a little bit about maybe ADHD from learning or from hockey and all those things. Tell us how going into dance helped you develop yourself from that time.
Well, it's funny because like the whole ADHD thing, as a kid, I was always like, I was all over the place, right?
You took your time.
Yeah, I took my time maturing. I'm still maturing. I joke all the time with people that I haven't matured since my bar mitzvah, and I'm totally okay with it. I'm totally okay with it. As a kid, I remember, going to school and actually moving back a little bit, I do remember because my first language was Russian, right? Yeah. So babushka and dedushka and everybody around, my first language was Russian. I was born in the U.S., but English was actually my second language learning.
Me too.
And I remember going to school, and at one point, some I don't remember what year it was, but they told my parents, like school did, they were like, yo, is this kid okay? Like, he just does not
My
speak
God.
English, you know?
You need to go back to that school and be like, look at me now. I'm great. I'm not just okay. I'm great.
Nah. You know, it's like the Drake lyrics. Looking back at my high school reunion, I'll make everybody go through security clearance. I'm not gonna get there, but that was just one of my favorite lines in one of Drake's songs. But yeah, I mean, looking back now, it was just so crazy, just the adventure of life, you know, the steps that you take from being made fun of in school and you know, for my weight, for my lack of English, whatever. I don't know. It was just,
you came up.
Yeah, you just you look back and it turns you into the person you are, you know, and
Oh, you're saying all of what you experienced.
Yeah.
You're the evolution because of those.
Yeah, the evolution of all of these moments is you have two options. You either sink or swim, as cliche as it sounds, right? And I think you know better than anyone. I mean, you are one of the most successful people I've ever known.
I love you. Thank you.
And, you know, such an inspiration. So, yeah, looking back as a kid, and I think that what dancing did for me, and this is before mom, you know, passed, started to dance. I wasn't serious with it in the beginning. It was more of something to do because, again, I was going through a period of time of weight. I was going through a period of time where I couldn't get girls. I had crushes. You know, I remember my bar mitzvah. I was writing letters to girls. I didn't have a cell phone. We didn't have cell phones at the time. We couldn't text. So I was writing letters to girls. I was throwing them into their lockers. And I would be like, would you go out with me? Yes or no? And 99.9% of the time, the answer back was a no. And that point,
you had such good courage. And these people weren't giving you a chance.
And the 0.1% was mom. You know, you always view my date, you know? And so I was a happy kid. You know, I was never...
You were always really happy and chill and so sweet. Help your child discover the confidence to try, speak up, and believe in themselves with Bobo Wears a Bow Tie by Luba Patlak, a heartwarming story about confidence, courage, and finding your voice. Now available through major retailers, including Amazon, Walmart.com, and Barnes & Noble. Visit BoboWearsABowtie.com and let your child find their confidence and power. I want to touch on that because your mom passed away when you were only 15 years old. And obviously no one should have to experience that. And, you know, my mom passed 4 years ago, but I took it really hard. And it's always very hard to not have that safe place in your corner. Your biggest fan and the person you love the most. How did that moment change you when that happened to you?
You know, and before I answer that, I just want people to know, like, how amazing your mom was and is still to me. Luba's mom, actually, Angelica,
we can just sit here and cry together.
Yeah.
I miss my mom a lot.
You know the story.
She loved you so much.
I adored her. And her and Mila came to my first major Dancing with the Stars performance, the ballroom battle that we filmed in LA. And your mom flew out with Milechka to watch me live. And I won't forget that. I mean, it's just... Anyway, Angelica was a huge part of my life as well. But yeah, I mean, losing my mom, you know, and I remember like it was yesterday because you were there, Glenn was there, you know, your parents were there throughout this whole process. And it was a very, very dark moment for me in my life.
And I'm sure shocking when you're so young too. It's shocking at any point, but I think that type of realization really hits as you grow. As a young guy, you were probably lost, like, in that time. Do you think that grief made you stronger in who you are today?
To be honest, Lula, no. I think I'm strong, but I'm not strong. I'm not strong enough to get through moments in life where I feel like if it's in personal relationships, if it's in certain moments where you don't know who to turn to in that time, you kind of like, how should I handle this myself? Because my dad really wasn't the person I would go to for those things. My mom was. And that was a huge void for many years that I kind of had to fill in. And I couldn't, I couldn't find it anywhere except with dance. Over the years, that was my therapy. It still is. Without it, I think I would be probably in a very, very bad place. Depression, I can't say right now 100%, but I don't think I would have ended up obviously where I am today if it wasn't for dance and how I looked at things after my mom passed away, because that was the only thing that kept me going. To put it through movement and through art form, all my emotions and my energy. But yeah, losing her suddenly, it was sudden. Yeah. I think because people were asking me, what really happened to her. And it was a very, very freak accident on a vacation. That you don't expect those calls. You just don't. No, I think that if your mom could watch first of all, the dance that you dedicated to her on the show. And if you guys haven't been watching, obviously Allen is currently starring on the Dancing with the Stars, The Next Pro. And it's been such an amazing journey to watch you every Monday. We really look forward to it. We have all these watch parties here in Philly. I don't know if you know all the representation you have going on at the studios, among the family. So we're constantly watching, cheering you on. But I love it. It was so touching to watch. I love watching you dance always, but that dance was so special, so touching. And this last week, the Allen copter, I'm obsessed. I was cracking up. And he's like, the Allen copter. But if anyone is not tuning in, it's on ABC on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern time. It's so good. And you can watch the reruns because they're all on too. Hulu and Disney Plus, or on Disney Plus, right? And Hulu. But Al, if your mom could watch one moment of your life today in this moment, I'm not talking Dancing with the Stars or Ballroom Battle, all of your accomplishments, but just one moment, what one do you hope she saw in this time? I really hope that she just looks down and just thinks that I'm a good person. Because I have made a lot of mistakes in my life. Nobody's perfect. I'm still learning how to be better, but I really hope that she's just looking down on me and that she sees that I'm trying my best to continue inspiring people and just leaving a mark on people's lives in the best way, shape, or form. It's not like about one specific thing that has happened. It's an accumulation of things. And I really hope that she's proud. Being a positive influence in the lives of so many, and I think that you don't really give yourself a true representation of how many children you've worked with, how many people you've enlightened with your dancing or with teaching them to dance. And maybe they've been in similar positions that you were, feeling something in your heart or going through a hard moment, whether it be grief or whatever. Life is difficult. And I think it's so beautiful that not only are you a kind person, but you give yourself, a piece of yourself to so many, especially when you're doing it through dance. So you should be so proud of yourself for that. Thank you. Thank you so much. It means a lot, coming from you. But I want to, like I said, leave a mark on people and be remembered in a positive light, even if there's people out there that don't like me for whatever reason, or they were a chapter in my life. I just hope that they, look back and then, have memories of like, oh, it was a good time with him. Life is a unique place, I actually want to segue into something else that happened to you. Mm-hmm. You just mentioned chapters, and you had a really difficult chapter when life gave you an impossible challenge. And I sadly remember this time well with you. Painfully, but cancer. You overcame cancer again as such a young guy. What kept you moving then? There's families that come to Kidology, to myself, to advise about children with disability, delay diagnosis. But to be a young person and receive a diagnosis of cancer, how did you overcome that time? Truthfully, the only way that I could overcome it was the support of all of you guys, the family, close friends. I stayed positive. I tried to stay positive throughout the entire time. I was thinking about getting back to dance as soon as possible. I had my moments where I was very moody and I also didn't want people to feel bad for me. I don't know. I felt weird, like going out, and like, in terms of like leaving the house.
I remember your first dance back after your chemo and you were bald. I think was it your sister's birthday or it was somebody's birthday and
I
you
think
did
it was Glenn's. I
it
think
was
it
Glenn's
was.
birthday. So it was a cousin's birthday and Alan, like just to express the type of positivity and the sunshine that came from this person. In his darkest time, one of bald, he got on the stage at a restaurant and he did the damn thing.
And I had a blast.
Alan, I have to look back at this picture. You were like, your smile is, you were so happy, Al. You were so happy.
I think I had a fedora on.
You may have.
I threw
and then you
it.
threw it in the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think that was already that was towards the end of the chemotherapy.
Yeah.
But I believe that everything happens for a reason, but I talk about the cancer stuff, but not as much anymore because I feel
you're not looking back.
It's not even that, dude. So many of us know your mom, Felia.
Yeah.
And it just, it's not fair.
No.
It's not fair because I've got very lucky, very, very lucky. Like I look at life and luck, there's a huge part of, okay, somebody's watching over you. And then God is like, there's, a direction for everybody. And, it feels really weird to talk about. I
know what you're saying.
I really hope that people do get inspired by the fact that, because I really want to be a spokesman for Cancer Society. I want to do so much for kids and be a positive light in their lives. But we know just too much about the hardship and grief that we all had to go through. Yeah, with people in our family who had cancer and are not with us today. And I think that's something that's more important to like share their light, more than mine. Yeah, that's very sweet. I think for you, dance saved more than your career. It made you a career. But people think that dance is all about movement. And I think that, and as you said, dance saves something inside of you. So when you're dancing, what disappears? Oh, everything. You're just you're in your dance zone, yeah? Yeah, I mean, when I'm dancing, I mean, like every single day in life, we're thrown challenges, whether it's financial, family, drama, positive stuff, whatever, bills. You have everyday life, a normal human being like everybody else. But what dance does for me is in that moment, I'm not thinking about anything but creativity, music, and movement. And then putting that together is like, it's unexplainable, Luda. It's like anybody who comes to, let's say, my sweat class and, they come in, let's say, with a negative attitude or, something happened, right? That morning, traffic, whatever it is that might have ruined their day. They come to the dance class, music turns on, they start moving, and they just like lose themselves. Yeah. And I see it every single time. And it happens to my students. It happens to people that are at dance competitions. It's unexplainable. It's one of the best therapies out there. I feel that. I know what you're saying. And I mean, what an amazing thing to give to people too. How much of Allen, the performer, is actually little Allen still out there trying to make his mom proud? Oh, man. It's all of Allen. Little Allen, I feel like, is always going to be in me. I'm a kid at heart, in my brain. I was cracking up. Luke, I am your father. Like, I do that in every fan. And when I'm like, yes. Guys, if you know, you have to watch. But the funny thing about the Luke, I am your father thing, or like the King of Kangaroo, I like to hop. Like, how many people actually know where that's from? You know what I mean? Like, this is our childhood. Like, Big Daddy, like Tommy Boy, I mean, this is and this is what we grew up on. And it always reminds me of us being together in the Poconos, my mom around. I mean, my mom loved Adam Sandler movies. And it's just, so those are the things that I take with me all the time. And I just randomly pull this shit out like on the streets. I mean, and I did it, filming in Australia. So. Definitely. I think for you right now, it's a very exciting time
People see trophies, TV, applause, but what don't they see? How much goes in to all that they don't carry, that they don't understand?
Listen, I'm 36 years old now. I've been pushing for years of hard work, dedication, and I'm still doing it because
Yes.
I said it in my interview in the ABC. What I said was, I'm not chasing the accolades. I'm not chasing the trophies or what's out now. I'm chasing the dream. I'm
Right.
chasing being great because the love for dance, the love for the passion for creativity or being a better artist is greater than the end result. The end result, of course, is Dancing with the Stars, but that's not it. That's not, I mean, that's not
You've
all of
had
it.
so many pieces. Some success costs you things, but I think ultimately for you, you love the people connection too. And like me, you're reaching to extend yourself, challenge yourself. What else can I do? How else can I become a bigger me, a better me?
Yeah.
And it's so commendable because it's not easy.
Yeah.
And you're out alone. Like, you live in California now by yourself.
Yeah, I'm out alone, and I mean, I'm opening up a new dance studio, invested in a Fred Astaire franchise. I moved out to California, a year and a half ago from Philly. I could have stayed in Philly and try to work and stay comfortable, but I moved out there, and we still haven't opened up until hopefully soon. So the challenges of just like survival,
I know.
especially in California, is very difficult financially, but you fight, you make it work. Again, just part of who I am is I never quit. And actually, I love when people say things that,
Like,
I can't do something or that I'm never going to be that or, okay, I love it. Keep going. That pushes me more.
you tell them, you just wait and see.
Yeah, and it's not even like to prove them. It's, more like that just pushes me too. I read a lot of stuff on Kobe Bryant and Allen Iverson, and just like the mentality is, it's just unmatched. The Mamba mentality of, okay, well, we won a championship, whatever. 2 days later, back to the gym. I mean, that's I love that.
We're addicted, and it's like a sense of normalcy. And I think about this a lot because as you evolve yourself and your business evolves, your success evolves, things are happening to you. But right, you still have to get back to work, because if you want to achieve the next thing, whatever got you here is not going to get you to the next level. So you have to continue to work
100%.
so that you can continue to learn and grow and get to the next stage. It doesn't just happen, and repeating the same patterns is not what's going to get you there.
100%. And it's like when we were filming the show, I remember after Adele and I did the dedication dance for Mom, we went straight into rehearsals like right after. And so we both had to quickly jump out of that, because
Transition right back.
we were so fixated into that moment, and we dedicated everything, all the hours to just make sure that moment was so special. As soon as that's done, cry,
on to the next,
and then you're on to the next. And it's not easy. But that's life. You have to keep moving.
And I have to say, if there's parents out there listening, it's really the same with raising your kids and getting them through difficult moments, like a diagnosis, like overcoming a challenge or that goal they didn't get today. And it's your job. So as adults, we motivate ourselves. We get that mentality in. We can do it. I'm going to try again. I'm going to keep pushing. But the child needs you to instill that in them. Do you think that your mom instilled that in you?
Yeah, for sure. I think, but she had like such a simple way to get to me that emotionally and psychologically that I can't even explain, because I don't remember ever having any confrontations with my mom. I don't remember. She was always protecting me from people, Of course, she would get mad if like I brought home a fake report card or something, like that's. And I would
Don't do that, please.
I would, kids, don't do that at home. I bet. Well, now it's all digital. Back then, we can actually like write B's versus D's. We can put a little dash in between the D. But she had such a caring way to make me like learn things. What's right, what's wrong, and then I didn't get a chance to learn more even about that in terms of certain things that I'm still getting better at, like personal relationships. And I didn't get a chance to learn more from her.
Yeah.
And I wish I did. And
But she lives in you and her
yeah,
spirit guides you. And I believe that. And it's hard. It's not enough time. And I feel the same.
yeah,
I know
yeah.
what you're saying.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't enough time. But I think the work ethic part of it, she did instill in me. But I also do believe that I was not as strong mentally and physically with my work ethic until she passed.
She passed.
Because I was using that as a driving force to get out of where I was at.
Yeah, that's deep.
Some deep shit. That's some deep shit. Yeah.
I have a little lightning round for you. Finish these sentences.
Okay.
My biggest fear is.
My biggest fear is losing my swim trunks at the pool. Just because I already had that
That's
funny
hilarious.
story.
Like what?
I actually, it happened to me when I didn't get a chance to, when we moved to LA. Mom took us to the beach, my sister and I lost my swim trunks in the ocean because they were too big on me.
That's
and
hilarious.
I ended up on the beach, butt ass naked, and she was running with a towel. Like, I remember it was, yeah. And they were like somewhere in the ocean, just,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. Dance taught me.
Dance taught me relationships, taught me courage, taught me art. Dance taught me love.
My mom taught me.
My mom taught me kindness, be aware and positive, and she always thought about others before she thought about herself. And that's truthfully what I've gotten from her.
My young years in school and or ADHD taught me never let people bully me.
No, I was bullied, but it taught me to stay in the movie club and hide away.
Safety zone.
Stay close to the movie club kids.
The word home means.
The word home means family, being near close ones. Philly's home for me.
Yeah.
Always will be.
Success
is never ending. I think it's an opinion-based thing. Mm-hmm. Success is something that, you let other people define you. You don't define yourself.
And love is
relationships. It's family, it's friends, it's people who I believe can be a light in your life and leaving like I said, a good mark on them and forever. I think that love is beyond words. It's a feeling that you give off to people. So whether it's personal love, like I'm in love with someone, or whether it's just I love this person, in my family, my friends, it's the energy you give off to that person.
And I have a final growth lab question I ask every guest.
Yeah.
So imagine that there's a 12-year-old child sitting alone in their bedroom. Mm-hmm. They have some sort of diagnosis, perhaps ADHD. They've been bullied. They've lost someone they love. They're convinced they're not going to become anything. Mm-hmm. And they're going to watch this interview, or maybe someone they love is watching this interview and it wants to give them something important to hear. What's the one thing you need that child to hear?
I need them to hear that I know that in the moment they feel alone and they feel stuck, but there's a huge life out there. Find something that they truly have a passion for and stick to that. And push that no matter what, because that could be their therapy. To smile through life, love yourself first and foremost, believe in yourself first and foremost. And then when you do that, other people will gravitate towards you. But first it starts within, like loving yourself.
Allen, today wasn't only about dance. It was about resilience and grief, healing and purpose. And proving that our hardest chapters don't disqualify us. They often prepare us for our greatest calling. Thank you for reminding all of us that life isn't about avoiding hardship. It's about learning how to dance through it.
Absolutely.
If people want to check you out, where could they access you online? How do they reach you?
Yeah, I mean, on social media, my Instagram handles, my TikTok, Facebook, even the Fred Astaire Dance Studios in San Jose, Fads, Valley Fair. Yeah, I mean,
We'll include all of his tags in the show notes.
Yeah, social media. And then I do have a PR team now that you can reach out to them as well. I don't know if you most people have been just like DMing me, and I respond to everyone. So
that's great.
Yeah,
I'm so happy to have you on the show.
Thank you.
If you are someone out there and you've survived loss, cancer, self-doubt, children with diagnosis, pressure coming on you from any type of level of life, and this show helped you today, or you know somebody it could help, please like and subscribe and share our show. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.
Thank you. Love you.
Thanks so much for joining me here at the Growth Lab podcast. I really hope this episode was helpful. If it was, stick around for more episodes by subscribing to the podcast wherever you're listening. And if you know a fellow parent that could use this episode, share it with them. Follow me on Instagram at Luba Patlak. That's LubaPatlakh for daily advice and resources to keep you informed between episodes. See you next time.